morning everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we are going to focus on the topic of coordination and cooperation in management. Joining us today is Luca Tartaglia, the head of the research and development team of Sidel, a multinational company which operates in the beverage, food, home and personal care markets. Before we start, thank you for agreeing to take part in this interview.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
As we know, in the management field, the final outcome of a process is the result of many decisions involving the interaction of many people in the team. We would like to investigate the social dynamics generated between different minds to find out how they pursue a common goal. Given your experience, would you like to take us into your world?
Yes, certainly. The ability to collaborate between functions in an international company like Sidel, it's a key to develop a project, because nowadays it's impossible in such complex companies to develop a project or a product by yourself. So you need to work with a lot of people, and all the company functions has to work together with a common goal. The project ends when the last tool gate is completed.
To better understand how cooperation and coordination plays a role throughout the entire project, could you guide us through each step, starting with the new product idea? And of course, feel free to share with us a real example from your own experience.
Yes, sure. The functions involved in the projects are all company functions, because there are projects which are coming from customer needs, projects which are coming from company needs. So people who are working on those projects are different. If we speak about a project born from a customer needs, we need some kind of people. If we speak about project coming from a personal idea, we need different people working on those projects.
Well, now moving on the next step, team recruiting. People usually think that for a successful research and development team, technical skills are more important than personal ones. But is this true, or the key is to have a balance between soft and hard skills when choosing the right team members?
Well, we need a balance with the skills, because it's true, even if we are working on a very technical project, soft skills are important. So we need, for example, project management, they need to have many times soft skills, because they have to convince people that the job they do, even if we did errors in our job, it's not a problem. So we need people who has to balance the competencies of everybody and to coordinate the job.
Are you always responsible for selecting the members of your team?
This is a good question. Yes, I should, but it is not always possible, because in such big companies, many times you cannot select people you have to work with. So at the end, it depends on the availability of the people.
We are indeed very interested in understanding the dynamics that emerge when there are disagreements between members. As we know, the functions are interconnected, so the lack of cooperation from one member could undermine the whole project. How do you deal with that? And how much does one person's selfishness affect the entire project?
So as you know, projects are developed during a long period. Sometimes projects can stay on for 1 year, 2 years. So it can happen that people of the project team they don't agree about some step of the project. In that case, it's not easy to manage the situation because it could happen that an idea of one of the members could affect the result of the project.
Could you share with us a real example from one of your projects where a team member attempted to dominate over the rest of the team? How did you handle this situation and maintain collaboration within the team?
I remember that after 2 years, a team of 15 or 20 people were working on a project. One of the team members he said, "Oh, I don't like this material," and we stopped the project for that.
Once the goals are defined, how is the coordination of activities and individual roles managed?
Usually, when we start a project, we define since the beginning which are the roles of the people. So we know since the beginning who has to do what. When you do this division, then it's easier to follow up a project because every people knows what they have to do. And after that, it's important that all team members they communicate between them and they share the information during the project development. Sometimes we have to work with people who are not living in Italy or even in Europe. Sometimes we have team members in China, in India, in America, everywhere. When, for example, we make the follow-up of the project, you have to consider also the different time of each country where you have to work. So it's not easier even in this way. And when many people are working on a project, if they are synchronized, everything is going smoothly.
To conclude, let's discuss the last but not least step and the product launch. Could you explain your role as a mediator between the product development and the sales department?
Yes, sales department it's important in some projects, not always, because we have a very different type of project. You can develop a project from a customer needs, and in this case, it's very easy to transfer your product to your customer because it's your customer who asked you to develop this project. And when we work on project developed on our company needs, then you need to promote your product to customers because sometimes or almost always they even don't know about your project. So you need the sales department to promote your product.
Before you leave us, would you like to tell us the first 3 keywords that come to your mind when you're thinking about a good project manager?
Yes, sure. Leadership, of course. Then empathy is it's good to have it, and passion because during the life of a project you must have passion. Otherwise, you stop before to finish it.
Thank you very much, Luca. It was very interesting to understand the product development process with the cooperation and coordination of each stage. Thank you for following us. Have a nice day.
Thank
Bye.
you.